Gate. Here they come. They're off. Jake's Duchess on the inside goes for the lead as they wheel into that first turn, and Jake's Duchess has the early foot. Velocity Girl is right there in second. Retta Wood into third. Followed on the inside, HS Truly Scrumptious. 2 lengths back to Ancient Gretchen. Followed on the turn by Pereland Legs by Nuke. Where the 1D trailing from the outside. Retta Wood now powers on by, and Retta Wood opens up 2 lengths. Jake's Duchess. Second by 3 lengths. Velocity Girl. Third by 3 lengths. HS Truly Scrumptious. Off the quarter. 30 and 3. Positions are on change, and Retta Wood leads the way 2 lengths, but Jake's Duchess sticks right with her in second. It's 5 lengths back to Velocity Girl. To the outside, HS Truly Scrumptious. 3 lengths back to Ancient Gretchen. Pereland Legs by Nuke, and were they 1D approaching the half-mile juncture. Retta Wood, your pace setter, but HS Truly Scrumptious now third, now second on the outside as they drive by the halfway home. 101 and 3, and Retta Wood leans into the clubhouse, turning neck in front. HS Truly Scrumptious racing at her in second. It's Jake's Duchess right there in third, followed by Ancient Gretchen. On the inside, Velocity Girl, Pereland Legs, followed now by Nuke. Out of the turn, they curve into the box. Richard Retta Wood leads the way 3/4 of a length. HS Truly Scrumptious. Here comes Pereland Legs 3 wide. On the inside, Jake's Duchess. 3/4 on the board. 132 and 3 into the far turn, and Retta Wood leads 3/4 of a length. HS Truly Scrumptious tries to come on second. Jake's Duchess in third. Between horses, Ancient Gretchen turning for home, and Retta Wood now sprints clear. Here they come, turning for home, and Retta Wood opens up the lead now with every stride. It's HS Truly Scrumptious and Jake's Duchess, but it's all Retta Wood showing the way, and it's Retta Wood by 3 at the wire. HS Truly Scrumptious, Jake's Duchess, and Ancient Gretchen. $100.80. Here they come. Emerald fan trotting, there goes Never Refuel for the lead. New and True is there as they race into that first turn. On the outside, Never Refuel powers in the command. New and True right there in second on the outside. She's Natural parked in third, followed on the inside by Tall and Ugly. 4 lengths back to Arizona High, followed by Shape Up or Ship. Trailing the field to the quarter, Speedy Rump away. Out of the turn, heading for the quarter, and Never Refuel has a 2-length lead. New and True, second by 2 lengths. Tall and Ugly in third off the quarter. 30 and 4. Positions are on change, and up front, it's Never Refuel with the 2-length lead. New and True trots second by 3 lengths. Tall and Ugly has range on the leader's third. She's Natural, 2 lengths back and forth, followed to the outside, Arizona High. Speedy Rump away, moving up with cover. Shape Up or Ship trails the field. Trotting for the half-mile juncture, Never Refuel by 3 lengths. New and True tries to keep up in second. Arizona High into third, 102 and 1. The race is half over. Never Refuel leans into the clubhouse, turn 3 on top. New and True trots in second by a length and a quarter. Arizona High on the outside, followed on the inside of us by Tall and Ugly. Speedy Rump away. She's Natural. Now they curve into the box stretch, and Never Refuel leads the way as Arizona High makes a bid on the outside. New and True needs Racing Room and off stride goes Arizona High, but there goes Speedy Rumpaway. Now third, now second, 3/4. 133 and 4 into the far turn they trot. Never Refuel has the lead 3/4 of a length. Speedy Rumpaway tries to come on. New and True is on the move. They turn for home. Here comes Speedy Rumpaway. Speedy Rumpaway up to take command. Here they come down the stretch. It's Speedy Rumpaway with the lead. New and True charging. Here comes New and True with a rush. New and True on the outside, fastest of all. Horses will be coming out for the third perfected trifecta wagering. Field of 8, no changes, 10 minutes. Here they come. They're off, and pacing Genishu goes for the lead. On the outside, here comes Dashing Chief. Mac Miss Fran. They bank into that first turn, and Genishu has the early foot. Mac Miss Fran splits horses into second. 3 wide, there goes Dashing Chief. 4 lengths back to Enticing Miss, followed in that turn by Justin Lynn. 3 lengths back to Parlor Hanover, followed by Polly Pocket. Trailing the field, now that's Bid Sputter. Out of the turn, racing for the quarter. Mac Miss Fran leads the way, but Genishu drives out of second. Genishu now takes command. 29 and 3 the early quarter, and Genishu wins the race to the top. Mac Miss Fran right there in second by 2 lengths. Dashing Chief in third, a length first over. That's Justin Lynn. On the inside of us is Enticing Miss, followed by Parlor Hanover. Approaching the half-mile juncture, Genishu leads the way. Justin Lynn with a full head of steam, and Justin Lynn paces right on by. Driving by the half, Justin Lynn, your new leader. 59 and 4 the race is half over. Justin Lynn into the club turn 3 on top. Genishu second, 3 lengths. Mac Miss Fran third, now a length and a quarter. Dashing Chief, Enticing Miss, Parlor Hanover, Polly Pocket, and Bid Sputter. Out of the turn, now they curve into the black stretch, and your leader is Justin Lynn, 3 lengths. On the inside, Genishu tries to come back second. It's a gap now to Dashing Chief. Mac Miss Fran driving by 3/4. Justin Lynn, 3/4. 130 flat, and Justin Lynn into the far turn by 2.5 lengths. Genishu is second. Dashing Chief gaining ground in third, followed to the outside by Polly Pocket. Around the final turn, Justin Lynn, your leader. Here they come, turning for home. Justin Lynn cuts the corner. Genishu is out for the drive. Through the stretch, it's Justin Lynn under urging. It's Genishu in second, Polly Pocket. But it's Justin Lynn, 2 at the wire. Genishu second, Polly Pocket up for third. Jab of the turn. Here they come. They're off. True Blue Chip goes for the lead. Japonica moving right with her. Those two as they bank into that first turn, and True Blue Chip sprints into a 2-length lead. It's Japonica second, 5 lengths back to our Sea Trap. 2 lengths back to Chris's Starlet, followed on the turn by Party Hostess. It's Broadway Vanity and Fox Valley Kiwi. out of the turn, hustling for the quarter, and True Blue Chip leads by 2 lengths. Japonica, second as RC Trap, closes the gap third by the opening quarter. 28-3 that first quarter, and True Blue Chip sets the pace. Japonica, second by 2 lengths. RC Trap has range, and the leader's third. Chris's Starlet now pulling first over. Party Hostess moving up with live cover. Broadway Vanity and Fox Valley Kiwi approaching the half-mile juncture, and True Blue Chip is your pace setter, but Chris's Starlet now third and moving second. Chris's Starlet charging up now to challenge for the lead. Halfway home, a minute flat. True Blue Chip leans into the clubhouse, turning neck on top. Chris's Starlet alongside a challenging second. Japonica right with the leader's third, 2 lengths to RC Trap. On the outside, Party Hostess, followed in that turn by Broadway Vanity. Now they curve into the box direction. True Blue Chip leads 3/4 of a length. Chris's Starlet tries to come back second. Now Japonica has pace with nowhere to go in third. To the outside, it's RC Trap, followed by Party Hostess 3/4. 129-4 into the far turn. True Blue Chip is your leader, 3/4 of a length. Chris's Starlet tries to come on second. Japonica, her only chance is the open stretch. Here they come, turning for home. It's True Blue Chip with the lead. Chris's Starlet on the outside. Japonica, she ducks to the open stretch. True Blue Chip has the lead. Japonica charging. Here comes Japonica charging. Japonica on the inside at the wire. Come. They're off. First Adventure goes for the lead. There goes Pirate Skip between horses. Surlindan into the turn, and Surlindan benefits from the inside as Pirate Skip splits horses second. First Adventure 3 wide and third, 4 lengths to Sycott, followed by Miller Creek Willie. Duran's Dandy Trilling, a 3-way battle for the lead. It's Surlindan, 3/4 of a length, now off stride. First Adventure. First Adventure goes off stride. That leaves Surlindan with a 2-length lead. Pirate Skip is second. Sycott closing the gap but back, pacing and quickly on the move. First Adventure 29-1 the opening quarter. First Adventure charging up now to challenge and now take command. First Adventure to the top. It's Surlindan in second. To the outside, here comes Sycott, followed on the inside of us is Pirate Skip. They're moving for the half-mile juncture. First Adventure, but Sycott, look at him go. Sycott with a rush, now powers on by. Halfway home, 59-3, and Sycott leans into the clubhouse, turn 2 on top. First Adventure is second. 3 lengths back to Surlindan, followed on the turn by Pirate Skip. To the outside of us is Doran's Dandy. There goes Miller Creek Willie. Now they curve into the back stretch. It's Sycott 2 on top. Surlindan moves out of third, now charging into second. First Adventure in third, followed on the outside Pirate Skip and Miller Creek Willie, driving by 3/4, 129-1, and Sycott opens up the lead now with every stride. It's First Adventure back to second. Surlindan in third as they turn for home, and Sycott has a 5-length lead. Here they come, turning for home, and Sycott opens up the lead again. It's First Adventure in second. On the inside, it's Pirate Skip. But Sycott is impressive as he goes on to the wire by about 6 lengths on top. First Adventure second. Pirate Skip is third. Here they come. They're off. Charge plate hustles between horses. There goes Well Tuned. No, they drive into the first turn, and Well Tuned has the early foot. And there goes Pacing Machine moving right with him. Now between horses, that's Charge Plate. French Rebel moves up 3 wide. Out of the turn, now they curve it in the box direction. Well Tuned has a 3-length lead. It's Pacing Machine in second. French Rebel parked on the outside third. Blazing Nero right with the leaders in fourth. Followed on the outside. Charge Plate on the inside of horses. That's Don't Walk. Sulin Judd, 28 seconds the opening quarter, and Well Tuned opens up by 3 lengths. Pacing Machine is second, 2 lengths back to Blazing Nero. On the outside, it's French Rebel, followed on the outside by Charge Plate, followed by Don't Walk and Sulin Judd. Positions on change as they all chase Well Tuned, and Well Tuned has that 3-length lead halfway home, 56-4. Now they thunder into the club turn, and Well Tuned has a 4-length lead. Pacing Machine under urging second. Blazing Nero ready to come out third. On the inside, it's Don't Walk. Now they curve it in the box direction. Well Tuned has a 6-length lead, and opening up the lead, it's Pacing Machine trying to clip up second. Blazing Nero to the outside, and Don't Walk as they flash by the 3/4. Well Tuned is well in command. 126-4 into the far turn. Well Tuned has a lead. It's Pacing Machine a distant second. Blazing Nero, Don't Walk, and Sulin Judd at the top of the stretch. Well Tuned by 5. Here they come, turning for home. Well Tuned now is under urging from far back. Don't Walk is coming on. Well Tuned leads the way. Don't Walk on the outside. Blazing Nero, they're ganging up on the leader. Don't Walk, Blazing Nero between horses. Don't Walk at the wire. That is. Here they come. They're off. Fantastic Finale splits horses, goes for the lead, but Jack Clayton, fastest of all on the inside. Into the turn, and Jack Clayton shows the way, but Fantastic Finale looks to drop in second. Beyond Therapy right there in third. 3 lengths back to Merson Corners. 2 lengths back to We Was Robbed. Lumber Hanover trailing out of the turn and racing for the quarter. Jack Clayton, your pace setter. Fantastic Finale second. It's Beyond Therapy and Merson Corners. Positions on change the opening quarter. 28-2, and Jack Clayton has the lead a length and 3/4. Fantastic Finale right there in second. First over, Merson Corners, followed by Beyond Therapy. Here comes We Was Robbed with live cover. Trailing the field, Lumber Hanover. Heading for the half-mile juncture, Jack Clayton. Here comes Merson Corners with a serious move on the outside. And these two are necks apart as they drive by the half. 58-4. Jack Clayton shows the way into the club turn, and neck on top. Merson Corners is on the chase in second. It's Fantastic Finale in third, and a length on the outside. We Was Robbed, Beyond Therapy, and Lumber Hanover. Out of the turn, they curve into the box stretch. Jack Clayton, your leader. On the outside, Merson Corners tries to come on, followed by Fantastic Finale. We Was Robbed. He makes his move 3 wide. 3/4, 128, and Jack Clayton opens up by 2 lengths. Fantastic Finale back to second. We Was Robbed 3 wide into third. Beyond Therapy is there. Around the final turn, Jack Clayton is under urging. Fantastic Finale is waiting for the stretch. And down the stretch, Jack Clayton opens up the lead again. Fantastic Finale, one more try, but it's Jack Clayton under the whip at the wire. Fantastic Finale second. Beyond Therapy third. Here are your daily double probables. Coupling tonight's ninth race winner, one Jack Clayton. 10th race Pacers in behind the starting gate. Here they come. They're off. Flying Bridge on the outside for the lead. Strange Interlude. And there goes on the hop. Into the turn and on the hop. Has the early lead. Strange Interlude. Right there in second. Flying Bridge. Parked on the outside. Followed by Ask for Maribel. 2 lengths back to Kitchen Help. Buffy Hanover. A gap to Sea Pocket. Sparkling Jewel trails the field. It's on the hop with the lead. Flying Bridge. Alongside a challenging second. Strange Interlude. Right there in third off the early quarter. 29 and on the hop is on the inside, but Flying Bridge alongside a challenging second. Here comes Kitchen Help, charging to the outside. Strange Interlude, Buffy Hanover, Ask for Maribel. Approaching the half-mile juncture, it's on the hop with the lead. Flying Bridge alongside a challenging second. Strange Interlude, right there in third. Kitchen Help is on the outside, following cover. Buffy Hanover, Ask for Maribel. 59 the race is half over, and it's on the hop with the lead a length on the outside. Flying Bridge tries to come on second. It's Strange Interlude right there in third, followed on the outside of us by Kitchen Help. Buffy Hanover to the inside, followed on the outside of us by Sea Pocket. Out of the turn, they curve into the box stretch, and on the hop has a 2-length lead. Strange Interlude right there in second. Flying Bridge, Kitchen Help. 3 wide, Sea Pocket is there. 3/4, 130 flat. And on the hop has the lead into the far turn. Strange Interlude ready to come out second. Buffy Hanover right with the leaders in third. They turn for home. It's on the hop. Strange Interlude is charging. Here they come, turning for home. It's on the hop with the lead. It's Strange Interlude, Buffy Hanover charging to the inside. It's Strange Interlude and on the hop. It's Strange Interlude with the lead. Strange Interlude at the wire. All right, they're in behind the starting gate. We're ready for a start. Here they come. And they're off. Johnny Goretz on the inside out for the lead. Here comes Jason Harnett charging through. But on the outside, look at Jason McLeod. Jason McLeod is flying. Jason McLeod at the wire. Coming up, Superfecta on race 12. They're off. Some pressure goes for the lead. Rig is there. Joined on the outside by Play the Spirit. Into the turn, and Some Pressure has the early foot, but Play the Spirit circles him, and Play the Spirit now takes command. It's Some Pressure second. Florida Mall inching up into third. It's Rig in fourth. 2 lengths back to Fire the Cannon. 2 lengths back to Murrow's Ruby Rockledge. And Smooth World trailing. Here comes Florida Mall up to challenge and now take command. Play the Spirit is back to second. On the inside, it's Some Pressure off the quarter. 29 into the early quarter. And Florida Mall has the lead a length and a quarter. Play the Spirit is second. Some Pressure right there in third. First over, Fire the Cannon on the inside of us. That's Rig now back to sixth. On the outside, Murrow's Ruby, followed on the outside by Smooth World and Rockledge, driving for the half-mile marker. And Florida Mall sets the pace. 2 lengths, Play the Spirit. Right there in second, Fire the Cannon. Halfway home, 1 minute and 1. Positions are unchanged, and Florida Mall has the lead into the club turn. Play the Spirit getting the trip second. Fire the Cannon is first over, followed on the inside by Some Pressure. On the outside of us, that's Murrow's Ruby, followed further out by Smooth World. To the outside, it's Rockledge. Now trailing the field, that's Rig. Out of the turn, they race up the back stretch, and Fire the Cannon is up on the outside without a rush. Fire the Cannon now paces on by. 1:30 and 2 for the 3/4. Fire the Cannon leans into the far turn 3 parts of a length. Fleur de Mal is right there in second. Morrow's Robbie into third, followed by Smooth World. On the inside play, the Spirit is there in some pressure. They turn for home. Between horses, Fire the Cannon, and down the stretch they come. It's Fire the Cannon with the lead. Morrow's Robbie on the outside is trying to come on. It's Fire the Cannon with the lead. Fire the Cannon at the wire. They're off. Line for the top is lining for the top as they drive into that first turn. Line for the top has the early speed. Beat the Band. He is second by 3 lengths. WYSIWYG. Third 2 lengths. It's Javelina. Followed on that turn, Annie Baker. Jolly Glad. One more and Kick Me Out and Smokin' Jojo. Out of the turn and hustling for the quarter. Line for the top. Leads the way, Beat the Band. Second 2 lengths, WYSIWYG. Third 2 lengths, Javelina and Annie Baker. Off the quarter, 29 and 4. Positions on change and line for the top. Has a 2-length lead. It's Beat the Band, second by 2 lengths, WYSIWYG. Third number length and a quarter, Javelina. Moving to the outside, followed by Jolly Glad with cover. To the outside of us is Smokin' Jojo. Annie Baker and one more and Kick Me Out. They're driving for the half-mile marker. Line for the top, but Javelina now third, now second on the outside. Beat the Band in third. A minute and 2 into the clubhouse turn in line for the top. Leads the way as Javelina. Inches up on the outside. Second, Beat the Band. Now back to second. Javelina in third. On the outside of us is that's Jolly Glad. 3 wide. Here comes Smokin' Jojo. Out of the turn and heading for the third quarter. Line for the top. Here comes Smokin' Jojo. Now fourth, now third. Moving second on the outside. 3/4 on the board. 1:31 flat and Smokin' Jojo up on the outside to take command. It's line for the top, second, Beat the Band. Still looking for Racing Rum as they move to the top of the stretch. Smokin' Jojo opens up the lead now with every stride. Here they come turning for home. It's Smokin' Jojo with the lead. It's Beat the Band on the outside, second, WYSIWYG a late move. It is Smokin' Jojo all alone at the wire. WYSIWYG up for second, Beat the Band third.